Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Balaclava Crafter. In today's video, we will be redesigning a t-shirt that we've seen. So we've seen a t-shirt. The t-shirt is fine, it's completely fine, but we're just going to redesign it, get a vibrant color. Maybe there is vibrant color of that out there. So please stay tuned to Balaclava Crafter. So in today's video, I will show you how to retransform, or how I retransform this top. I was scrolling and I seen this top and I thought, you know what, let's redesign this top. Now it's very nice as it is, but I want it a little bit more vibrant, and I'll print it on a top also. So please stay tuned to the outcome of this top, and then you lot can tell me what you think of this redesign of this top. Okay, so welcome back. I have gone ahead and typed out the writing of, it's got WHTE fox, so I guess white fox. So let's go ahead and make sure it is a little bit bigger so we can see where we're working to redesign this top. So it's got like a dull color. I'm gonna change that color, so let's get it a bright vibrant color, so red. Okay, so I've changed the complete color of that to red. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to give it that 3D look, so make sure that's highlighted. So I'll go and select an offset. Okay, before I select the offset, I just want to space it out a little bit. The reason why I space it out a little bit, when I do the offset, I don't want it to join. I want the word to just offset singularly rather than together. Okay, so I offset to as far as I can without it joining. I think that's pretty perfect. Then I'll hit apply, and there you go. You can see that black background. You can go ahead and do double offset or whatever offset you want to put on there, but I want to have it as a black offset because you'll see the reason why in a minute. So remember, I did explain I want to get it to like that 3D effect. So I'm going to go ahead and get it to that 3D effect. All you need to do to get it at that 3D effect, you just need to slightly move it away from that. So as you can see now, it's just got that 3D effect on there, and that's exactly how I want it. Now remember, if you start touching it before, you can get it going all over the place. So what you need to make sure you do is always group it. So once you've grouped it, it stays together. It won't go anywhere. Okay, so I want it like that. Okay, right, so that's the first part. As you can see on this top, let me just zoom it in a little bit. You can see it's got with love and limited edition. I don't want it as that stuff, so I just want just the white fox and the cherry there. Okay, so let's go to my library. So I did search these before, and I found some cherries, something similar like a silhouette cherry. So this is the one that I'm going to choose, and I'm going to add that to the canvas. Now because this thing is here, I can't go back to it, so what I do is that a little bit, minimize it a little bit so I can go back and then get that back up there. Okay, so as I've got my little silhouette cherry here ready to rejuvenate it, redesign to how I want it. So because it's quite okay, so I think that size is perfect for now while we do the design. Now it's not exactly like that. It's something different, but again, we are redesigning this top to a brighter a color, if you like. So not exactly like that, but somehow similar to that top. Okay, so what you've got here is a gray or a black silhouette of the cherry. What I want to do is, again, let's change the color to the similar color to what we've got up there. So it's red, right? Okay. Again, to make it a little bit vibrant or get that 3D effect, I will go ahead and just put a just a slight offset to it, and there you go. It's got that black offset around it. Again, if you want to get that 3D effect, you just slightly move it to the left or wherever you desire to put that, so you can see that 3D effect. It just matched the one up there. And again, don't forget to make sure you group that. When you group it, it just stays in one place. Everything just stays together. Okay, so the next bit, you can see a number 8, and you can see just around the edge of the cherry on that particular top that we're redesigning, you can see little white patches and stuff. Now, I'm going to try and design that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to ungroup that, and I'm going to leave that like that. I'm not going to do like a 3D effect. I'm just going to leave it like that. And I'll tell you the reason why. Because we're going to try and get these little white bits just to look just like that. Obviously, it's not going to be as close, but I'm just redesigning the top. So go ahead and hit shape. So this is the one that I want. Okay. So, you know, you can make it smaller, which we need to make it smaller. So I will then need to rotate that a little bit and still make it smaller. But I want to make it even, just get full control of the thing. Just put it on here so you can see, and just make it as small as you can get it. But keep that shape to it. Okay, obviously you're going to rotate that round, and you're just going to put it there, right? So you see where it's coming already. So let's go ahead and lock that back in. Okay, it won't close, but anyway, let's go back to that. As you can see, the color is gray, so we want to get it to white, and there you go. You can see that white patches that we see there. Now, it's not exactly like that, like I said, but we're trying to get it as close as we can get it. Now, I can either get another one, or I can just copy that and I can just paste it. And what I want to do is rotate it a little bit. You know what? I'm going to delete that one. I'm going to get a new one because I want to have that kind of a round shape to it. So let's go ahead and rotate that round. Okay, rotate that round. And again, make it small as you can, but keep that round shape. Try and keep that round shape. And rotate it round. Let's make it smaller. See? Keep that round shape. Now let's go ahead and change that white. So that's changed to white. Still can make it a little bit smaller. And you can rotate it slightly and put it up. I want to drag this one a little bit round, slightly bigger. Okay, so that's the slight effect you can get off that. I think it's pretty good so far. Now, what we're going to do is copy this one and we're going to paste. So again, you want to rotate that one. Wait there. Slightly rotate back and you want to drop that right there. Right there. So what you think so far, guys? Just a recap. So what we're doing, we've come across this top and we like redesigning tops. So we're literally just going to redesign this top and then we'll then print it on a t-shirt. Now we can do two things. We can either do vinyl or we can do a sublimation. So we'll do both and we'll see how it turns out. So again, we'll copy that same one because we've got the perfect round shape that we want. We just need to kind of slowly. And what we want to do is, as you can see on the other side, it's slightly smaller. So let's make it a little bit smaller. Let's make it a little bit smaller. That is it so far. So again, we'll carry on. So again, we go back into shape. This time we want a circle, and the circle we want is obviously, as you can see, the number 8. It's in a circle, so we want to get it in there. We want to make this as big as we can and we want to bring it as close as we can. So we're redesigning that top. We're using different design or different elements to try recreate that top. Okay, so as you can see, that's in gray. Again, we want it in white, so we've put it in white now. Okay, so shape, and we want to have a number 8. Okay, say number 8. So you'll notice that's, oh, I thought it would be behind. Okay, so we want to slightly turn the 8 round that way. Maybe we want to make it slightly a bit bigger. Slightly a bit bigger. Okay, so what do you think so far? So we're redesigning this top to kind of look like that, more a bit vibrant. I think this the white patch needs to be slightly bigger. Get the number 8 slightly bigger. Okay, so boom, voila. There is some more still we need to do. So what we're going to do again, we want to keep that same shape, right? So what we want to do, let's go back. No, we don't want that. We forget to do that. So let's keep that same shape. Okay, let's just hide that and hide that. We just want the white circle. Group that. And then we want to bring that back. Bring that back. So we want to copy this. So we keep the same size. We don't want a different size, okay? So that's the reason why I did that. And that's slightly there. We may want to ungroup this one though. The reason why we want to ungroup it is because The 8 is slightly turning that way. We want to ungroup that one as well. And the 8 is slightly turning that way. Okay, boom, that's there. So that is it. Now we're not done yet, so we close, we almost finish. As you can see, just on top of the leaf there, it looks like there is little patches there, white patches. So again, we're trying to redesign this top. So we go back here again and we get that as small as we can. As small as we can. And we make that obviously white. Oh shoot, where is it gone? See ya. Again, we slightly turn it like that so we can kind of fit it there. And there you've had it. So what I've done is redesign this t-shirt. Now it's a nice t-shirt as it is, but I just want to show my followers that you can do this. You can just redesign a t-shirt with just different elements to it, and then get ready to print. Please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to my channel for more transformation to a top, make it more vibrant. And what we'll do, we will then go and put this on a t-shirt so that you can see. Also check out my TikTok shop for t-shirts. So I do print t-shirts and so on. So see you guys in the next video. Okay, now we back to the heat press. So we pre-warm the heat press, ready to go, set at 385 for 50 seconds. So the first one we're going to do is a sublimation, and we're just going to see how that comes out on the t-shirt. So remember, we basically looked at a t-shirt, kind of redesigned the t-shirt with different elements to kind of replicate that t-shirt. So as we did say, we're going to do two t-shirts. So we're going to do one sublimation and one vinyl. So I've already gone ahead and print out all the vinyl with all different colors, well, the same colors, but different parts of the design. So we have got two white t-shirt here. So the one that we're going to go with first is the sublimation. So we will see how that turns out on the t-shirt. So here we go. Hang on, we want this to be over here, right there. That's all right. And we get that side. So as we put the t-shirt on, we obviously line it up. So remember guys, always pre-press your t-shirt, and the reason for that is you just want to get all the moisture out and just make sure you know, it's quite smooth and ready to go. So we pre-press the t-shirt for about 5 seconds. For about 5 seconds, just to make sure all the moisture is gone out. Okay, I think that's pretty much 5 seconds, I would say. Just leave that there. And again, just make sure you lint roll and get any little bits that's left on the t-shirt, and make sure it's completely gone. Okay, so let's just lint roll this now. There you go. And we'll start with the sublimation first, as we said. So make sure you put that properly. There. Again, 3 fingers down from the collar, and make sure that's straight. What you want to do is make sure you get some heat resistance tape just to keep it so there is no ghosting of the design. Okay, so let's lay that down. I remember starting this from a friend, and he basically says, "Why don't you do that?" And here I am after a few months doing sublimation and doing t-shirt. Right, so we now think that's finished taped on with the heat resistant tape, so that's firmly down. What we want to do as well, get the other elements apart of the design and making sure it's on the t-shirt firmly. Okay, that's fine. Slightly down, just there. Again, heat resistant tape. Just make sure it's firmly down, and that will prevent any form of ghosting on the design or the t-shirt, I should say. Just put as much as you think you need to obviously prevent that from happening. Okay. So now let's move that away over there. Now it's firmly on the shirt, as you can see. It's firmly on the shirt, ready to heat press. So I've put it at 385 degrees at 50 seconds, okay? With kind of medium pressure to the t-shirt, or firm pressure, okay? Make sure you get your parchment paper just to cover over the design and keep it safe as well, okay? There you go. So we will now press for kind of a firm pressure, making sure that's done. So as we wait for that to come through, and we'll see how it turns out. So we'll forward this bit up a bit, and then you'll see when we take it off the e-press. So now we wait for the last bit of noise to finish, and I can see that already. That's there. Let's get this off. Wow. Wow. As you can see, all the colors I think is completely off the paper, sublimation paper. So that's a good sign. That is a good sign. Well, I think this looks really good. Okay, again, that's off. So here we go. Here's the t-shirt. That's sublimation. Remember, this t-shirt is, we had a t-shirt we found there, and we decide to use different elements and try to kind of replicate that t-shirt and see how it turns out by sublimation. So that is your sublimation, guys. Okay, what we have got here now is another white t-shirt. We should have used black t-shirt just to see how it turns out, but we'll use the white t-shirt and see now the vinyl, how the vinyl looks on a t-shirt. Okay, again, you want to pre-press your t-shirt. Just make sure all the moisture is out, and then you lint roll the t-shirt so that there's no bits left on there. Okay, there you go. So I've got all the elements here. Again, you won't need to use a heat tape because these are vinyl, it sticks on there. Okay, so that's fine. lint roll, making sure all the moisture is out. Sorry, lint roll, making sure all the bits or anything is on the t-shirt is off the t-shirt, and can you see it's quite a bit. So the first layer we want to put down is the black layer. Again, we would do it's different layers. So I've got black layer, a red layer, and the little elements that I've put on there. Again, make sure you straighten the t-shirt. Again, I always use 3 fingers apart on the t-shirt, and there you go. That's 3 fingers apart. I think that's pretty straight. So you will then, guys, remember we did sublimation first, so we had at 385 at 50 seconds. So remember to change that now because you're doing vinyl. So let's change that back. I normally do it for around, because you're going to be doing different layers. What you want to do is literally don't use too much pressure, and you don't want it for the full 15 to 20 seconds on there. So I will leave it for there you go. So this is kind of warm peel, so we're waiting for this to. So I'm back now. Just kind of cool it down a little bit, and then you can start peeling back the backing sheet off there. Okay. So again, slowly, just take it off and making sure the vinyl is on this t-shirt. Remember, you haven't done it for too long. You haven't done it for the full seconds. So you just want it to be on the t-shirt. Okay, so that's on the t-shirt. As you can see, it's off. Okay, so the next one we want to put on there is the red. Now you have to layer this properly. Okay. I think it's best to get it cut so you can line it up properly. Let's do this one first. And that one's on. Okay, I think that's pretty good now. Again, you don't want to do it for the full minutes because you've still got other layers that you will need to put on the t-shirt. So again, about 10 seconds. And then I've got all the other elements here. So this will be the next one that I'll put on for about 10 seconds again. Kind of warm peel, so we will get it on. Just rub it on there a little bit so it can get warm a little bit, and then you start peeling off the backing sheet. It is, honestly, it's really good, really good, really good. Nice vibrant color. So that's the other layer that we put on a t-shirt. Again, you're not doing it for full minutes, because you still got the last layer to put on there. Again, I'll do that for about 10 seconds, and then the final layer will be just the numbers, and then the t-shirt will be done. I think it's this way. 4 minutes. Okay. One peel, so just kind of warm it down a little bit, and then slowly take off the backing. Slowly. Voila. And finally, the numbers. When you do this one though, now you want to press it for the full minute, okay, on the t-shirt, and that will be the t-shirt. So this will be for the full 20 seconds. So that's just the settings that works for me, and I feel it's good. You also can use your own settings, or you can use the information that does come in the pack, where you can use that if you want to. Again, you can give it one more press just to, and I'll show you what happened shortly to the t-shirt. So that about 10 seconds you want to do it. So something does happen to the t-shirt. So when you just make sure when you put in the vinyl on or the layers on, you do it quite. Just look where you're doing it, because I never did, to be fair. So here we are, the t-shirt's done. So as you see, we did sublimation and vinyl. As you can see, there is one white part of the design is missing just here, but I can always go ahead and put that one back on. I can recut just that little bit and put that one back on. But there you go. I think it looks really good. So please guys, don't forget to share, like, and tell me what you think about these two t-shirt design that I've just done. So that's t-shirt 1 and that's t-shirt 2. There you go.